Hello. Concept of queue in detail. What is a queue? A queue is a place. No, a queue is a line. A queue is an arrangement. A queue is a placing in which the new element has to be placed at the end of the current list of elements. In the very beginning, when it is empty, the first place is the place of an exit. But when the second person comes, or the second item comes, or the second thing comes, it is put behind the first. Then the next is put behind, then the next is put behind, and in this way the queue goes on increasing with the new elements getting added at the end. And when it comes to the term of exit or completion or going out, then things start coming out, or people start coming out, or items start coming out from the beginning. That means there are two terms very important in a queue. One is called front, one is called rear. Now, this front and rear both are 0. Now, if I am looking at it one step further to a program, then in a program, if I am using an array, this one I am showing you with the array concept. So, in an array, the cell numbers begin with 0. That you know. So, when the first element is considered in case of a queue, we consider it to leave one place and enter at cell number 1. That is intentional because otherwise there will be a complication that I will show you just now. Have little patience. I am telling you about few more other important points first. In the case you will see, after every push takes place, the rear increases by 1. So in the very beginning, front and rear are at the same place. And when one element is entered, rear is increased and then the element is put. One more element has to be entered, rear is increased and the element is put. So finally I can say that rear is the cell number of the last element. You may have to rewind it once more and here. After every push, rear gets increased. Similarly, after every pop takes place, the front goes increasing. So if I take out, then the front will go ahead. Now you will be wondering why I have got front empty. Note, if front and rear are equal, then there is no element, right? So if there is this front goes up, 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 up and reaches where rear is, that means it has finished taking out everything. That is an important point. And the number of elements that is present in the list is given by a mathematical calculation, very difficult calculation, which is rear minus front. Work it out. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 minus 0 is 7. Do you see 7 elements in the array? It should be yes, right? Now, there are 3 types of queue. One is linear, one is circular, one is dequeue. In linear queue, this empty concept is used only because I don't want front and rear to be equal and have one element in it. You see, if I put some element in front, then I will not get the number of element by rear minus front. I can tell you one more easy way to look at it. For that, I will have to show you one more diagram. Look at the diagram. The other one tells you that rear minus front is good enough, but this time rear is not going to store the cell number of the last element, but is going to show the cell number of the point of entry in the queue. And in this case, front is not empty. So these both the approaches are allowed. In this case, front and rear start with 0. This case also front and rear start with 0. But in this case, rear first moves and then the entry is done. And in this case, first the entry is done and then rear is increased. So here also you see, next element will be entered first and then rear will be increased. Now these two approaches mark linear queue. Now two more style of queues coming. You will have to be little patient in seeing the other two versions of queue, circular and DQ. Okay.